Have you ever wondered why we get sick? Because most of us grow up believing there's only one explanation, right? But what if I told you the story is a little bit more complex than that? Because throughout history, scientists have debated whether illness is simply something we catch or whether the condition of the body itself plays a much greater role than we realise. One of the most fascinating debates in the history of biology was between Louis Pasteur and Antoine Béchamp. Pasteur's work became the foundation of modern germ theory, while Béchamp proposed what became known as the terrain theory, the simple idea that the body's internal environment plays a fundamental role in health. Although modern medicine overwhelmingly adopted germ theory, I became increasingly convinced that terrain theory offered a more compelling explanation for many of the questions I was asking about health. Researchers such as Dr. Stefan Lanka, Dr. Andrew Kaufman, and Dr. Thomas Cowan all influenced my thinking, and exploring their work encouraged me to question many of the assumptions I'd always accepted. But for me, this wasn't just a theory. Years ago, I regularly drank alcohol, lived under constant stress, and like many people, I'd often come down with a cold or what we called flu-like symptoms. But after giving up alcohol, changing my diet, spending more time in nature, and becoming more conscious of how I lived, I noticed something incredible. In my own experience, I simply stopped getting ill. That led me to wonder whether the quality of the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, our stress levels and our emotional well-being all play a far greater role in our health than we usually acknowledge. So I think it's worth asking whether we've become so focused on looking for external causes that we've overlooked the importance of actually cultivating health from within. And for me, changing the way that I lived changed the way my body responded. Whether it was giving up alcohol or improving my diet or becoming more conscious of the air that I was breathing, the results spoke for themselves, because when we become more conscious of the way we live, we also become more conscious of the choices we make. And perhaps that's one of the simplest ways we can move towards a healthier, more abundant society for everyone.